and welcome to the Angel Messages live for the week. I do this every Monday. I try to stick to around 11 a.m. Sydney time, but sometimes it's around then. It's around then. So I'm just going to look you up on my phone so that I can see your comments, because I'm doing this through Zoom and I can't see you yet. I know it's going to show up soon. Here it is. And oops, and then I've got to shut myself up. Okay, so we got Leanne, hi Leanne, and Sheena, Joanne. Oh, off you go to bed, Sheena. Don't stay up for this. Make sure you get your sleep. You got to go to bed with the angels. Hi Kenneth, hi Lauren, Joanne. Lovely to see you here. So exciting, we're right in the middle of March. And I've got some beautiful cards out to give you a reading for the week ahead. I might do exactly what I did last week, is start to take a few questions for readings after I've done the main reading, which is for everyone. Now, someone asked me this morning, like, how come your messages on the daily, you know, the cards that I put out on a daily basis, or mostly daily, and on a weekly basis, how come they seem to be speaking directly to me? And I've addressed this before. It's because the angels are bringing the messages through, not me. And they're speaking to you through your thoughts, your feelings. And so you pick up on that vibration, you pick up on the messages that are meant to be directly and exactly for you. So they are for you. It's not just a coincidence, not that there, you know, there's no such thing as an actual coincidence, it's synchronicity. It is meant to be for you. So if you're resonating with my messages, with the healing vibes, with the angels, then know that they are directly for you. It is meant to be that way. So, whoops, there goes my phone in this very professional setup I've got going. So we've got Cheryl, hi Cheryl, Leslie, Jenny, good morning, and Jane, hi. So I'm starting today off with the Angel Wisdom Tarot, which a beautiful friend bought for me a few months ago, and I've loved them ever since. And we're just asking the angels for the messages that we most need for this week. Now, this is a big week for me and a group of women that we're meeting out at Uluru for my annual Angels at Uluru retreat this Friday. Exciting. So this is a really massive week, and it's a really sacred event, and it's all about connecting with your angels, connecting within and creating a sacred vision. And so perhaps you can't join us for the retreat, but you can also create a sacred vision for this week and for the rest of the year. And think about something that you want to manifest and bring into form, that you want to really create in your life and experience this lifetime. Hi Jess, thanks for being here. Hi Erica from Canada, nice to see you. Okay, so I'm going to be calling on Archangel Michael today to bring us through the questions. So think about something that you would like some guidance on. So Archangel Michael, what is the message that everyone needs to hear this week for the highest and best good according to divine will? And what do we need to know most? And what perhaps do we need to look out for? And I always invoke the angels before I do anything, actually. Before I do this, for sure, but before I do anything at all. So, when Archangel Michael comes on, you might get a sense of heat. You might get a sense of going a little bit more higher consciousness. You might suddenly feel safe and more peaceful than you did before. His energy really brings you into that centered feeling of being safe and protected, because he's the angel of protection. Okay, so I'm also using a very old Archangel Michael deck that I've hung on to for years because I really love it. So let's ask Archangel Michael. Thanks, lovely. Okay, where shall I start? I'm going to start with the Archangel Michael cards. So 2 cards came from Archangel Michael, and the first one, this is asking you, look at that, look at the image on the card, the feeling that you get from it, because it's not always about the words. You know, the words sometimes don't make sense, but the picture does. So Archangel Michael is offering to give you a boost of confidence and faith this week, which will help you to get through whatever you're faced with. So he's saying that even if you're managing challenges at the moment, don't forget to stop, check in with the angels, and also think about the things that you really want as well, rather than just become like you can get a bit automatic and robotic and just only think about the problems and only think about your to-do list, and you can get sort of to the point where you're not remembering to do your manifestations, you're not remembering to check in with your angels and your spirit, because you're more than a human doing, you're a human being. It's a cliche, but it's true. So Archangel Michael is giving you the strength, the courage, the confidence to do what it takes. And even, yes, when you're manifesting something amazing into your life, it doesn't matter what it is, if it's material or emotional, or it doesn't matter. It's all equal, right? It's all meant to make your life happier, more peaceful, more fulfilling, to fulfill your soul purpose. There's work involved. There's always work involved. There's always things that stretch you out of your comfort zone and things that make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. And that's when we need to call on Archangel Michael. We need his strength. And that's what he's giving you this week. He's saying, take courage, be confident, have faith. Even if you have to fake it a little bit, that's going to give you the right energy to attract what you need. So he doesn't want you to feel like you're alone. He doesn't want you to feel like there's nothing, that your challenges are too big. And then here we have a little bit of insight. This is one of my favorite cards, because look at the nurturing image, but also pay attention to the words here. It says, forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong. And this is bringing you back to remembering that if you're carrying guilt, if you're carrying shame and even blame, right, because it comes from the same family, your ego is always about, it's their fault, it's my fault, it's their fault, it's my fault, right? Have you ever had one of those experiences where you're like, whose fault is it? If you're not blaming, then it must be your fault. And some people tend to project all of their negativity, their fault outwards, and some people tend to turn it inwards. And neither way is good, because blame is an ego. It's an ego function. So if you can forgive yourself and release shame and blame, that will help you to feel more whole, and it will help you to know that you deserve the things that you're manifesting. Sometimes you're sabotaging what is coming to you, even though you're asking for it. You yourself are holding yourself separate from the blessings that you're asking for, because of not forgiving yourself for past mistakes, holding on to guilt and shame. And anything that the ego does to us keeps us separate from feeling one with the divine and one with our angels. So if in any way you're feeling, off center, off color, not feeling like things are working out for you, feeling like, when is it going to happen? Think to yourself, am I acting separate from what it is that I want? And is there a deep down belief in me of guilt, shame, or blame, where I feel like I'm undeserving? Because we can't project blame without also taking some of the blame ourselves. It's just part of what judgment does. It's like pointing, one finger pointing forward, three fingers pointing back. So everything is a mirror. So come back to release any toxic feelings that you have about yourself, but then you can find the strength to do the work to release the toxic feelings that you have about others. You can still have boundaries up. So this is lovely, because it's really taking care of you this week, isn't it? It's like, okay, there's loads of stuff out there to do, but come back to, are you taking care of yourself? Are you looking after yourself? Hi, Kim. I can see Kim has come online. I can see a lot of people that come online. I can't see all of your names. So then we come to the Archangel Power Tarot. So this is present situation. What is going on at the moment? This is such an interesting card. So sometimes we can rush into things, or we can overdo it, overthink it, and do too much or do too little. It's like you're about to make a choice and the angels are saying to you, step back a minute and just check that you are on track, that it's really going to fulfill you, that you've really thought about it. Look before you leap sometimes. Before you fly into things. So it's not saying that maybe you're going to make a wrong choice, but it's saying that maybe there are some loose ends you need to tie up, or maybe you're pushing yourself. So come back to center. Remember these two cards. Now, this can also be, on the other hand, it can be that we are looking at situations around you that have been undermining you. This can be people, toxic relationships. Sometimes we don't know relationships are toxic until it's too far in, right? Not too late, never too late. So this is asking you to look at your choices, in other words. So if you're feeling a bit down or a bit low, or you are doing blame to self, shame, holding on to guilt, carrying burdens, consider that maybe, not always, but maybe there's someone that has caused you to do that. So is someone projecting onto you? Is someone being low integrity around you? Is someone undermining your choices? Now, in angel readings, they never want you to feel fear. So this isn't about paranoia. This is like a aha moment for you, where you go, actually, maybe I've been beating myself up, but maybe I've just been taking on other people's negative energy. So look out for that. Just look out for that. It's an interesting card to start with. So here we've got someone who's sort of running off with the money, right? So just stay in integrity yourself and hold back if you're not sure about other people's integrity. Then we've got the Knight. Now this is definitely about choices. This is definitely about choices. It's sort of asking you, instead of faffing about, this is what this is about. It's like, don't take other people's advice, go within. Because other people have agendas, other people have their own way of looking at things, you know. Recently I talked about a decision I wanted to make, and someone was saying to me, don't do that, don't do that. And that was because they didn't want me to do it because they were afraid of losing me. So it wasn't about the bigger picture, is this for the highest good? This was like, oh, I don't want you to do it. And they weren't nasty, they were lovely. But they had an agenda. Look out for other people's agendas. I get it now. So you've got to come back to self, ultimately. It's between you and the universe. It's between you and the divine, you and your angels. All the same energy, it's all the same vibration. You have to make your decisions. And when you make a decision and you commit to it, you're like an arrow going towards a target. You are going to get what you want. But if you are like, maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure, the universe doesn't know what to give to you. Because remember, the universe, when we talk in terms of universe, is energy. So if you're wishy-washy about your decisions, if you are doing what other people want rather than what you want, if you aren't really in integrity, which means in alignment with your true values, your true desires, your soul, your purpose, you are not going to like what you manifest. It's not going to be completely fulfilling for you. You've got to decide on your own. And not only that, the universe will give you a kind of a wishy-washy version of what you want. Whereas when you're really clear, I know what I want, you know, then what you want can manifest. So look at all the bits of what you want. And maybe we're talking about income. Instead of saying just increase my prosperity, angels, I want X amount a week or more, or month, or a year, or I need this much to pay these bills and have plenty to spare and share. You are clear about it. If you want a job in a certain industry, don't bargain and say, well, if not that, this, if not this, that, if not that, this. Come down to either this is what I want or something better. And that makes it so much easier and quicker to manifest what it is that you really want and deserve. You're giving permission to spirit and the angels. So when you're decisive, you're focused. And when you're focused, everything can align and come into place. So, and even if there are challenges on the way, you'll know what to do because you're clear. Whereas if you're wishy-washy, if a challenge comes up, you'll think, oh, the universe doesn't want me to do it. And you'll turn away. And it's not that at all. It's just a mirror of your energy showing up. The outcome is, I adore this card and it goes with my dress. This is the page. So pages are around new beginnings. It's this beautiful young mermaid. She's got the dolphin dancing behind her. Now dolphins mean breath and they also mean joy. They remind us to have joy in life. The cup, it's about emotions. It's about being emotionally fulfilled, a new beginning, starting something new. It might feel uncomfortable, but it's a beautiful new beginning for you. And also a time where you're really looking after your sensitive self. You're going to have to look after your sensitive self. You know, I really see here what the angels are doing is that they're bringing you to this place of becoming more responsible, and responsible such a kind of like a, it feels like I'm telling you off, but it's not. It's like being more in your own energy, grounded, recognizing the power that you have within you. You're not shopping it out. You're not saying, angels tell me what to do, neighbors tell me what to do, friends tell me what to do, and then you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. You're coming back to you and your power. Feel it there in your solar plexus, you know, bring your hands together at your heart, center your energy, get grounded, and then go, what is best for me, for my highest good? And you may not know yet, show me. And you can do research, and then you work it out, and then you make a decision. But if you're always asking other people, you're going to end up with their energy, and you're going to end up with dissatisfaction and mishmashed kind of energy. So then you have to get focused and make a decision this week and keep moving towards what you want with boundaries. And then you find yourself in this nice restful area, being able to dream up what it is that you want next, and recognizing my energy matters. My energy is as important, if not more important, than other people's energy. Not that you're higher than other people, but only you can look after your energy. Other people aren't going to do it for you. You've got to do it. And then you've got room for joy. You've got space for rest. It's going to be a beautiful week, but a week of big lessons and some inner work. Hi, Cheryl. See who's here. Okay, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. I've got two Lisas here. Lisa, and Lisa. Amanda, standing your own ground. That's it. Lara, Rick, hi from Wisconsin. Is it cold in Wisconsin? I don't know if you can tell, but it's really warm here. Sharon's here. Hi. Fatima from Northern Virginia. Hey, I did your private reading this morning, Fatima, just so you know. Jess, welcome. Thank you for being here. So, any questions about what the angels are asking us and giving us this week? Whilst you're popping your questions in, now, if you want a reading, a one-card reading, you can drop a question in, make it a specific question asking for guidance about. I always, when I'm a reader who also teaches people to give readings, that's part of what I do in my programs and courses. And it's really helpful to know, you know, even if you're just doing readings for yourself, if you ask things like, will I, should I, is it going to happen or is it not going to happen, you're not going to get super clear guidance and answers, because one, remember what the angel said about taking responsibility. You've got to hold your own energy, hold your own power, and recognize free will. You are a divine being of love and light with free will, and you have to make decisions and choices, and the future is not written in stone. So the if you ask, will this happen, or should this happen, or should I do this, that's not a question that you ask of spirit and the angels. They're not going to give you a clear answer. So you need to ask, what is your guidance for me about this, so that you can make the decisions. Show me what I need to know. What is blocking me here? You're asking for things so that you can gather the information, the guidance, so that you can take the next steps, not handing it all over to the angels to tell you, should you, shouldn't you. So just a little lesson there. Thanks, Fatima. Hi, Cecilia. So that's a beautiful synchronicity. Cecilia's grandson accidentally pressed the phone, opened up Facebook and to my live. This is the second time she's accidentally landed on my readings. So you're meant to be here. Yeah, you are meant to be here. Absolutely. Yes, it gets cold in Wisconsin, but you have beautiful springs and summers and autumns. Yeah, I bet it's gorgeous there. In regards to my housing situation, so what's your question, Amanda? So whilst Amanda's making up a question, I'm letting you know that next week, I'm not going to have time to tell you much about this over the coming week, because I'm going to be in Uluru in Central Australia doing my retreat. So whilst I'm out in the red center where all that sacred, beautiful energy is, I am running a webinar, an online workshop that you can join me for. That's on Friday the 26th, which in America, I believe that's going to be Thursday night for you, at 10 a.m. Sydney time. So it's 11:30 Sydney time at the moment, an hour and a half before this. It's a 90-minute workshop about your life purpose and your soul lessons this lifetime. So I'm going to be bringing in Archangel Gabriel for wisdom. You're going to go through a soul-guided journey to meet Archangel Gabriel and understand about your life purpose, receive a clearing, releasing blocks about your life purpose. So we're going to be aligning you with purpose, helping you to evolve with your purpose. You know, this is my purpose, but it has evolved and taken on many forms over the last 18 years. Understanding what soul lessons are and what they are for you this lifetime, and clearing those soul lessons so that you can overcome challenges and receive the blessings and the rewards rather than the struggles. So it's going to be an amazing 90 minutes, all about Archangel Gabriel and your life purpose. It's 47 Australian dollars, which at current currency rates is around 35 US, and it's around 25 British pounds. For this 90 minutes, and you get lifetime access to it. You will get the replay if you can't attend live. Even if you can attend live, you'll get the replay so you can watch it again. So if you want to be part of that, I'm going to drop the link in the comments of this and below, and you can connect into that workshop, even just go over and read all about it, see if it's right for you. So it's an online workshop via Zoom. So see you there. Jenny, I'd love some guidance about my work situation. Should I wait and buy or rent? So it's not should, Amanda, it's what guidance do the angels have, because the angels aren't going to all right. So you can ask, if you were doing this reading for yourself, Amanda, or anyone who's got two options, like, will I do this or will I do that? You can say, what is the guidance for renting? What is the guidance for buying? And lay out cards for each question, and then see what comes of that. Because the angels, you know, aren't going to say you should do this, but they will give you guidance. Okay, so the card that you've been given, Amanda, is this one, the Queen of Water. And it shows a woman sitting, I think this came up last week, it shows a woman sitting at the edge of the ocean. So ocean vibes coming through for you. She's a queen and she's contemplating what is best for her. She's even got her angel tarot cards beside her. So this one is like, you've got the power within you to make this decision. Now, this is what the whole reading was about this week. You need to go back to the beginning and watch it. So it's about trusting your intuition. Now, it looks to me like there's several opportunities when you start to dig a bit deeper and you start to do some research. There's going to be some options come up for you. And the words grow where you are coming through. So what I feel is if you overstretch yourself, you're going to put yourself into greater stress and heartache, and you've been through way too much stress. You need to come back to what's easiest at the moment and don't panic. There's a lot of anxiety around this question, and you know that fear blocks you. So come back to, you can make a decision about this. That I feel like that you're going to be presented with a couple of different options, and to rent or to buy, and you can make a decision based on what's affordable at this moment. It just really feels like if you go like, all right, there's my dream house and it's way above, it's going to stretch you too much, that's going to put you into stress. So you've got to choose what brings you peace in this moment. Hope that's helpful. Guidance about your job. So see, Jenny says, my job isn't what I want, but it's close to home, which is, maybe that's good for you right now, Jenny, but ultimately, if it isn't what you want, remember free will. You can do it, but you'll probably be looking for a new job in a few weeks or months, right? Because you'll be like, I don't really want to do this. Okay. Look at this. Now this card is about making sure that you are being honest. Honest with self. You've got to tell the truth to yourself. You've got to tell the truth to yourself, Jenny. And when you're true to yourself, you won't undermine what's going on. So for me, I think you've got to be a little bit careful here. You've either got to give yourself a deadline and go, okay, I'm going to do this for X amount of time, three months, because I don't know, if you've got to pay a few bills or something like that, or while I'm looking for something that I really do want. But I think if you just try to squish your feelings of I don't really like this, it's going to come back up like a little volcano and bite you on the bum. So Raguel is here and saying you need peace and harmony in your life. Do what brings you greatest peace of mind. You really need to sit down, do some journaling, ask the angels to help you to be completely honest with yourself, and then make a decision based on what you truly, truly want, being true to yourself. How to communicate with your son. No, your questions are good. Like guidance for communication with your son. What's the best way for you to communicate? So what we try to do is not ask questions that are either just yes, no, like will I or won't I, or not ask should, because that's negating responsibility. So just think about it as like the angels are ready with all of this information to give you. They want to give you the steps in order to create what you best want, what you best need. And if you just say, you know, shall I or shan't I, you're not getting all of that guidance. They're here with all this wisdom for you. So if you just say, what is the guidance for this? I'm a bit of a, I don't know, maybe I'm a bit strict about all this, but it's just something I'm passionate about. Okay, this looks like your son's energy. So the words on here are enthusiastic, optimistic, creative, and impatient. And this feels like it's, all right, it feels like it's a long haul, you know, it's going on into the future. It's something that's going to be a slow and steady wins the race. And being excited, not excitable, but excited, passionate, and optimistic, light-hearted is going to help this enormously. I feel a bit of a draining energy coming in, so you probably need to be careful not to drain yourself, and also to make sure that you're, you know, it feels good to you. If it feels good to you, it will feel good to him. You've got the salamander there. It's a fire card, so there's a lot of fire around it. So there's protection for you and reminding you to protect your energy, but that doesn't mean that person's a bad person, or that person's going to drain you, or that person's going to hurt you. It's like when we protect our energy, we keep our energy to ourselves. We're not kind of octopusing all over people. And, you know, sensitive people can really feel our energy. You know, I can remember, it's quite a famous author, I won't name her, who's a spiritual person, and she speaks of when she met another author that her energy was so big she bowled this person over. And sometimes when we're energy aware, energy sensitive, and also trying to communicate, we can be unaware of what our energy is doing. It can be overly enthusiastic, it can grab hold of people, it can push people out of the way. So look after your energy first, and that will really help you. Make sure your energy is grounded, centered, peaceful, connected to source, and tucked in around you, and you're not kind of reaching out, trying to make something happen. Remember the card about agendas? You've got to just be completely honest. So just... So there's a bit of a sign for you there, right, Amanda? Because it was about the, so that was for Lisa, for about the water. Positive mojo back. Keep getting pushed down by health and almost everything around you. So a little bit of advice there, Cecilia, is that it's really easy if you're energy sensitive to be affected by everyone out there's energy and what other people are thinking, what other people are doing, what they're saying, and all of that. But ultimately, you got to remember it's between me and the divine, whatever your word for the divine is, right? It's between me and the divine. So get to work on clearing, protecting, and grounding your energy, and getting to a place where what happens out there is not going to affect you as much. Like, it's mastering your energy, and it takes a little practice because our minds are so kind of tuned into what everyone else is saying and thinking and doing. Sometimes it just feels like you're constantly up and down. But if your health is being affected, you have to come back to putting yourself first and looking after yourself and your energy. And remember, if you haven't been here from the beginning of today's reading, listen to the group reading about taking responsibility, what the angels are advising, and take that as personal reading for you this week. There's a bit of in there of powerlessness coming out of your question, and I understand why you feel that way. So if you keep saying other people are doing this to me, and I know sometimes they are, right? I know. I've had that kind of thing myself in different forms. But we can't be the victim, because as soon as the victim energy comes up and we feel powerless and we lose that beautiful centered energy, you do lose your mojo. And everyone's like seagulls at the beach pouncing on you like you're a hot chip. They just all want a piece of you, or they just want to dump their stuff on you. No, boundaries. I am a queen. I have sovereignty over my energy. Hold that space. You know, I've got some great free meditations on my website, rachelscoltock.com, free angel library. You can use any of those meditations as often as you want, or buy them and download them, or listen to them on the website free. And a daily practice of that is really going to strengthen your energy boundaries, and that's going to help you. Negative energy is fear energy. It's created by our thoughts. So imagine every negative thought you have of like, oh God, I'm failing, people are against me, I don't feel good. It's creating clouds of black clouds in your energy field, and it starts to cut off that source energy. Then other people's negative energy comes and sits like black clouds around you, and you can't feel that source energy. That is the source of your mojo. So you've got to clear those black clouds out of the way to make room for the source energy to come through. And, you know, sometimes it's a daily task. It's a daily task. And we all have to do it. You know, I do this for a living, and taking care of my energy is really important. And yet sometimes when I've been through some personal stuff and I've gotten energy is sort of overgiven of my energy and maybe not looked after myself properly, there's been times when I've just been overloaded and I have felt like, oh, I can't cope. And then it's just come very simply down to remembering to clear out your energy, reset your boundaries, put some energy protection around you, and start to focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. And your energy, vitality, and mojo will come back. So a quick card for Cecilia. Wow, that's probably one of the most positive cards in the deck. Now you're probably going to think, cliche. This is the Ten of Cups. This is about all the things that you do have in your life, and also all the things that are coming. So it's like security, contentment, family, love. This isn't just about the material. This is about the emotional support. So there is some really good stuff around you. And so gratitude, and I know it's one of those things when you're down, when you think, yeah, poo-poo, I don't want to do it. Just do it. Just do a little bit of gratitude every day. It's not the answer, but it certainly will start to make a difference. Just think about it as being clearing the passage between you and the divine. Just counting your blessings. You might need to do some cord cutting, I think. You might have just overgiven of your energy. But this is a nice one because it's letting you know it is healing. There's healing. It's coming. The healing is coming. Thank you, Desley. So one more, if there is an actual question. Lara, If I don't get to you, just pop in next week. Laura, I can't see your question. Ah, Laura Stanton, for my path. I'm not really sure what that means, but I'm presuming, one, you need to come to the Life Purpose webinar where we're going to be talking all about how to figure out your path. You know, do you mean your, what do you mean? I don't know what you mean. What is my purpose? What do I do next? I'm so sorry, Chrissy, that you lost your dad. That's something for a more private reading, I think. A mediumship reading, I think, is a private thing and not for, you know, a Facebook Live. Sometimes I find when someone has crossed over recently, like they need a bit of time, and we need a bit of time too. You know, there's a kind of an energy that happens that when they've been over a while, where then the clarity of messages gets clearer, and also the healing. But what you can do is ask the angels, Archangel Michael, to help you to have a clear communication between you and your dad now that he's on the other side. And I'm getting tingles on my head. So that you, when it does happen, whether it's in a dream or whether it's in a sign or you hear his voice, you'll be ready for it and open to it. And that's important, you know, because their energy changes and they don't feel necessarily like we expect them to feel when they come to us in spirit. So if you, by creating that bond now, it's like I've got this clear channel between me and my dad now, that energy will help you to sense his presence when he's around you. I do feel like he's around you though. Okay, Laura, so I'm just giving you this card. Is amazing opportunity, be bold, courageous and optimistic. So this is the Ace of Fire, and it's like this is a brand new beginning, and you've got to keep your excitement and passion and creativity up to, you know, like when something is new, one, you've got to protect it, and two, you've got to kind of keep the energy going. It's like watering a new seed. You've got to make sure you're keeping that plant looked after and nurtured while it gets through its beginning phases. Writing a new book and launching it. You know, sometimes other people's negative opinions, you're like, you know, it makes you want to run away and hide. So you've got to kind of be a little bit containing and a little bit sort of nurturing of the new beginning. But it definitely looks like a good new beginning, but you've got to take action. You've got to work on it. You've got to put a step on the path. Okay. Yeah, it's hot. Thanks, Cecilia. I know, like I know that feeling, and it, like, there's a lot of shame about it, but there shouldn't be. But the reason I talk about it is because when we go into powerlessness, we don't do anything, because we've literally kind of gone, I'm powerless, I can't do anything, and so the universe is going, do this, and the angels are going, do that, and we can't hear it because we're not on the right frequency. That's all it is. Hi, Pam. Hi, Kobe. Beautiful. Thank you, beautiful people, for being here. Sending you loads of love for the week ahead. Please join me next week for the Your Life Purpose with Archangel Gabriel webinar. I'll pop the link in the comments so that you can find it later. Very low cost, and it's going to be a beautiful workshop, and I'm looking forward to doing it out there in the sacred part of Australia. All of Australia is sacred, but I particularly feel it out there. Have a blessed week, and I will see you next time. Angel blessings.